that loose ball on the inbounds pass there. It seems like just at your fingertips.
I did. Tried to tip it because I couldn't get my hand on it, but I ended up getting it done.
Russell, there was a time where you picked up James late defensively in the game. How comfortable are you with guarding him throughout the course of the game? What do you want to do more?
I'm comfortable guarding anybody.
Coach talked about the situations where they send two at you and that you guys have to space the floor better to make sure. How do you know when that's coming at you, what you have to do to help your team there?
I mean, it's tough to figure out. Sometimes they switch up coverages. You just got to kind of see it before it comes, but that's tough too because obviously they know what they're doing. And sometimes they blitz, sometimes they don't. So you just kind of got to read it.
Well, so there was a point when they were intentionally fouling Dre and he was missing free throws. The Rockets bench was pretty blatantly laughing and kind of mocking him. Did you guys see that?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it at all. Probably the guys that don't play, probably over there, the ones laughing, if I had to guess.
Yeah, go ahead. Russell, you obviously have a lot of guys who struggle on the road, and you go into a must-win game. Do you say anything? Do you address the road at all? Do you talk about it?
No, you just go out. You know when to go home. It's plain and simple. Not too much you can add on to it about how the game is played, the schemes and things. It don't really matter at this point.
Do those types of situations create more pressure or less pressure because you know what you have to do?
For who?
Well, let's say for yourself.
I play the same way every game, so it don't really matter.
Russell, you guys have done, for the most part in this series, what your original objectives were in terms of winning the transition game, holding your own in the three-point game, yet you're down 3-1. What do you have to do to, even though you're doing those things well, what more do you have to do to win in Houston?
Just win.
What's been the difference for you guys from you've gotten off to a few hot starts, and Billy talks a lot about stamina, sustaining that. How do you guys go about that, sustaining those hot starts throughout 48 minutes?
I mean, the game changes. You got to be able to withstand runs, especially against teams like that because they shoot out threes and create situations where they make runs. And you got to be able to withstand them 48 minutes.
How do you do that? How do you withstand them?
You just got to do it.
Anybody else?
Dre's been so good in this series. How do you make sure that missing those free throws doesn't impact him too much? How has he responded?
He's fine. He'll be all right. I just told him I just did the same thing before. You just got to get ready for the next one. You're going to get put in that situation again. Just be when the time comes, just be ready to be successful. And he's fine. Confidence is up, and he'll be all right.
What is it about him that's allowed him to be so successful defensively against Harden for much of this series?
That's what he does. He's been doing it all season. Like I said, he defends at a high level every single night. He does his job and at a very, very high level. And, he obviously now people get a chance to see it. One of the best guys in the league at scoring and creating fouls, and Dre does an amazing job of making it very, very tough for the guys that he guards.
He ever guard you in practice? Or you guys do
we're
first
on the
team?
same team, yeah.
You feel like since you all have done a good job on Harden that winning 3 in a row is not as daunting as it might seem to the outside?
Got to win one. That's it. We just worry about the next game. And outside things don't mean anything. Only thing that matters is the people in this building, and that's the most important part.
Russell, what's your opinion of this play where guys are going over the screen and kind of getting their hand out? Do you think that's something the league should look into?
I don't know. It's a tough play for obviously the refs and for players defending because it's kind of tough to kind of put your hand in and out. And James and Lou Williams, those guys are the two best people actually in the league at doing it and getting fouled. Those guys play off getting fouled. That's how they be successful. And it's very tough to officiate. And I guess it's kind of got to go with it and know what you can do defensively.
You got one late. Well, that's something you think you'll try to continue because you got one late also.
No, I just play. I don't look to get fouled. Just go try to score. If somebody put their hand in, I'm definitely going to use it to my advantage. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not looking for it. I mean, that's kind of what those guys look for. They find ways to get fouled, and that's how they be successful, and that's why they do what they do.
You've had such an historic season, Russell. How much has that become hollow, though, without playoff success in your mind?
I'm not worried about that. Just trying to worry about the next game.
Anyone else? Thanks, Russ.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man.